What is going on, you guys? Petplatypus here, and it is time to talk about Young Justice episodes 19 and 20, the final two episodes of the Young Justice series for now. And I'll talk about potential Season 3 stuff, obviously, after I've seen episode 20 in the next portion of this video. Starting off with episode 19, Summit. I know I say that, like, every episode of the series is great, because every episode of this series is great, but this episode was a cut above the rest, man. I don't think it quite reaches the 11 out of 10 level, but it's still so close. It's like, just right there, man. This episode, not even just the fighting, which is obviously fantastic. There's some great choreography. I love seeing all the characters show up. I love seeing the whole original squad participating. We've got Miss Martian, we've got Superboy, we got Kid Flash, we got Aqualad and Artemis on the good side once again, because they've been outed as traitors. It's just fantastic. Everyone's there. The new squad shows up. They're hidden, disguised as guards and shit. It's just phenomenal. The way all of that's set up and all the action is great. It's really well animated, really well choreographed. Even during this scene, there's some great character interaction, some Artemis Kid Flash interaction, some Kid Flash and Impulse interaction, which that was kind of annoying because I feel like that was a Season 3 thing, fucking him going back into retirement and giving the mantle to Impulse. That was a little annoying because they obviously want to build up more. I'm pretty sure this series was canceled, so I know that they're probably going to set up more for later. And I mean, hell, fucking Savage leaving with the War World could have been set up for the next season. Who knows? So yeah, that kind of sucks, but regardless of that, all the interactions were really cool. I especially love the moment when it's all over and Nightwing goes up to Aqualad and Kid Flash goes over to him and he's like, either Kid Flash or Nightwing said it, they were like, this is a great night, one of the best nights since we went to Cadmus, and it's like, that was the first episode of the series, and it's like, wow, like, man, like, time flies, dude. Like, it's crazy to see, like, he became a double agent and Kid Flash retired and Robin became Nightwing, and it's just like, it's so crazy to see how far they've come. But yeah, it was just a phenomenal episode. And even the fighting aside, the interactions at the beginning were great. Black Beetle arguing with Black Manta. Kind of interesting that they're both like black Beetle, Black Manta. Seeing them interact was great. I loved when Aqualad faked his death and he had that message play that just totally destroyed any relationship they had. Because I mentioned the splintering possibly happening a couple episodes ago, and yeah, they definitely aren't friends anymore. And of course, the death was obviously faked. But I was surprised that it was Miss Martian as Deathstroke. Kind of, that's like the one thing in this episode that's a little iffy. I think probably why I don't want to give it an 11 out of 10. And it's like a total nitpick, kind of. But they just take off Deathstroke off screen, and it's like, really, Deathstroke? Like, he's kind of a badass. You take him out off screen, like, that's a little iffy to me. But, yeah, whatever. It is a nitpick, but I think that is what's kind of holding it back, is the writing there was a little, I don't want to say sloppy or lazy or anything, it wasn't as strong as the series usually is from a writing standpoint. They usually cover their bases a little better than that, but yeah, no, it was great. There's story progression too, with, you got Savage getting away with the magician dude. I don't know his name, I just know he has like the devil hair, and he was kind of annoying early on. Very powerful character, though. I don't know if I really mentioned, but he is, like, extremely powerful. He didn't seem like that much of a big deal early on, but he is really something now. But anyways, but back to the conversations from earlier in the episode. I loved seeing, like, Ra's al Ghul see the necklace on, the charm on Artemis's neck, and he just pulls it off, and he's like, this is a Dr. Fate thing. And it's a really cool way to, like, sort of flesh out his character. Not really give him any character development, but just, it makes the world feel more real and lived in, that these characters have interacted for many years, they know each other, he has the Lazarus Pit, he's very wise, he's practically immortal, and it's just cool to see him see that thing and know what it is, and it just makes the characters feel a little bit more three-dimensional and fleshed out, even if just in a small way. So yeah, that was great. And also, Black Manta, I think I've mentioned this before, but Black Manta is, like, low-key really well characterized. Even Aqualad says, I've seen your nobility, so I'm a little conflicted, but as long as you're evil, I'm gonna fuck you up, is pretty much what he says. I'm paraphrasing, of course. And it is true, though. Like, Black Manta genuinely cares about his son a lot, and he's a really well-characterized character, especially for being sort of a sideline character. Like, he has his moments, but he's really not anything super important overall. So yeah, it was just really, really cool to see that character and where they took him and everything. Even though it was nothing crazy in terms of development, it was really nice to see him so well characterized and so well fleshed out for what he was. And yeah, just a phenomenal episode. I just can't say enough good things about it. I don't quite want to give it the 11 out of 10. I think the Deathstroke thing for this series' standards was a little iffy. Just taking him out off screen. And you could say I'm nitpicking, and maybe I am. If that doesn't bother you, I completely get why it wouldn't bother you. But yeah, I'm going to give this episode a 10 out of 10. I still think it's a perfect episode of the series that doesn't quite reach that 11. And we'll see what happens in 20, though. I'll probably give... It's pretty much a two-part finale. I mean, the villains go off to do their thing, and they're like, yeah, we're going to destroy the Earth at the very end. So, yeah, it's pretty much a two-parter. So, yeah, I definitely want to see what's going to happen in the next one. This episode is sort of self-contained, but still. So, yeah, 10 out of 10 for this one. And let's move on to episode 20. Okay, so episode 20. Just going to say it right now. Just gonna put all the cards on the table. I teared up. Not even gonna front. I did. Kid Flash, rest in peace. That was really sad because he retired, and it's because the superhero game was so dangerous, and they needed one more to take out that thing. It was for the fate of the world, and man, that's just... fuck, like that was seriously, because he ended up being one of my favorite characters, if not my favorite character from the original squad. You know, I remember in the early episodes, I was like, his jokes are kind of cliche, he's just whatever, and then as the series went on, I started liking him more and more, and he really developed and had some really good episodes, like the one where he had to carry the heart cross country, and it was just really sad to see that happen, but he went out like a champ. It was really cool to see Impulse in the Kid Flash uniform and everything, and I love the reactions from most of the characters. I like that Nightwing wants to, you know, take a break from doing this, because him and Kid Flash and Aqualad, they founded the team, which kind of easy to forget if you're not really thinking about it, but yeah, he was one of the original three, and yeah, it's sad, but the rest of the episode's great. Yeah, the rest of the episode's fantastic. You've got really good animation throughout the entire episode, really good action sequences with the characters using their teamwork to take these things out. Of course, Lex Luthor was involved. Obviously, he had an ulterior motive, and now he has extremely high status, you know. Superman's reaction to that was great, too. The fucking, you've got to be kidding me. That was awesome, because if you know the history between Lex Luthor and Superman, that's a very funny line. And yeah, it was cool seeing Aqualad take charge and, you know, be the leader of the team again and give everyone their missions, and they say you guys can work from the Watchtower now, and that's pretty much the episode. I mean, it's a really simple episode. I can't even say it's one of the best in the series, to be honest. Though the ending threw me off like crazy. Like, I knew they were going to probably leave a stinger at the end to set up for more, but what they set up, though, is just... I mean, Darkseid kind of saw that coming. We heard about some Apocalypse technology before when those... what were they called? They did that mission with Superboy. I forget what their names were, but anyways, they had like the... I don't want to get it wrong, fuck it. I just know that there was like Apocalypse technology involved, and then those were tiny hints to possibly having Darkseid be involved. And now, obviously, if we do get a Season 3, he will be involved. Though what threw me off... G. Gordon. Whoa. What the fuck's... Like, he was just there, like, on Apocalypse, and I'm just like... Explain, please? Like, I know we have to get a Season 3 to get the explanation, but that's insane. Like, was this guy really, like, a double agent for Darkseid and the Light the whole time? Like, that is some straight-up super Illuminati shit. As far as the rest of the episode goes, in terms of action, like I said, it was really cool seeing the characters interact with each other. It was really cool seeing Static Shock actually join the team. The others said they were getting out of the game, and Arsenal, obviously he's a solo, but... Still, it was cool seeing him join, and I really liked seeing him interact with Black Lightning, because those two characters are so ridiculously similar, so that was kind of funny. But, yeah, him joining was cool. Like I said, it was really cool seeing Impulse take up the mantle of Kid Flash, and, yeah, I teared up, so that happened. Almost did a live reaction to this episode. You guys almost saw me tear. You almost would have seen me tear up on camera, but I didn't do the live reaction. So yeah, this episode was great. One of the best in the series, probably, especially for that Kid Flash moment. That sacrifice was just a really big thing for the characters and the story. And as far as season 3 goes, because I guess I should get into that a little bit. Apparently, there was like a thing that came out that Netflix talked to one of the writers, and then apparently that was like a misquote, and that, you know, they're kind of thinking about it, but no talks have actually happened. And is that like a cover up? Like, oh, no one was supposed to know we talked, or I don't know what's going on, but it seems like Young Justice was in the trending section for a pretty long time. Like, I don't know the exact viewers for Young Justice, because I don't know if Netflix releases that kind of information, but I see it in the trending, so I would assume it's fairly popular on Netflix, and I think a season 3 is a real possibility. Will it happen? I don't know, but I definitely think it's a real possibility that we could see a season 3 in the future, and that'd be really cool. And as far as possible things to happen in season 3, of course, see Static Shock get an actual uniform, see kind of just more character development on Artemis and Nightwing, and see where they go after what happened to Wally, and of course Apocalypse and fucking Darkseid and everything, and explaining the G. Gordon thing, because that was insane. Like, I really did not see that coming at all. And yeah, that's pretty much, like, I can't really think of anything else because this show is so good at writing its plots, and it's so good at being unpredictable. But yeah, working out of the Watchtower would be interesting. It looks like they can go off-world to take care of certain things. I think they said something about going to Mars, so that's really cool. And yeah, they definitely have set up for what could be a really fantastic season 3. And if it's Darkseid, I mean, honestly, you could probably end the series, to be honest. You could end Young Justice on the 3rd season with Darkseid. I think that'd be a really good way to end it, because he is such a major DC villain. Also, great shot when it just panned across everybody, and you just see literally everyone who's could possibly be available is there to save the Earth, even Lex Luthor. Of course, it furthered his goals, and he got really, really high status because of it, but still, of course, he wants to save the Earth. It's his Earth, too. I think a character even mentioned that. So, yeah, this was great. Just great episode, great way to end the season. There are some disappointing aspects to this season, just like, you know, Aqualad being unable to be a part of the team for so long, and I really can't fault this season, like, oh, the final season and we don't get to see Aqualad do that much, or, you know, I get that they wanted to keep going. I get that this wasn't supposed to be the final season, so if they can make a season 3, that'd be great. If they don't, it does suck to go out on a season where, you know, Aqualad wasn't really there for a lot of it, Artemis wasn't really there for a lot of it. I would say Kid Flash wasn't there for a lot of it, but he's not coming back. I mean, maybe, but I doubt it, especially the way they gave him that send-off. Yeah, it was just... Nah, not really much else to say. Just fantastic episode, fantastic series. One of my favorite cartoons, easily top 10, probably top 5 cartoons. It's fantastic. It's just... If for whatever reason you are watching this video and you have not seen Young Justice, which I really question your video choices, but thank you for watching anyways, watch this show. It is absolutely fantastic. It's great. It's just... I can't say it's a perfect show. I did have issues with it here and there, but in the grand scheme of things, it's nearly a perfect show. It's just so good. Maybe if I looked back at some of my old reviews and I'm like, oh, maybe that was a problem, but, you know, but bottom line is, it's great. And I really think you should check it out. Watch it on Netflix. Don't go to any other websites. Give it that support so we could possibly get that season 3 at some point. And yeah, I think it's a real possibility that we could get it. Hopefully we do. If we don't, I think this is still a strong note to go out on, even if there is a cliffhanger ending. But yeah, that's really all I have to say. So with all that being said, what did you guys think of the last 2 episodes of Young Justice? What do you guys think of the Young Justice series as a whole? Go ahead and tell me in the comments section below. You can also follow me on Instagram or add me on PSN. I'm petplatypus on both. You can also give this video a thumbs up and share it on social media. Both those would help me out a lot. Subscribe if you haven't already, or if you like what you've seen here. What am I doing for episode 1 next? Drills. That's all I'll say. And thanks for watching. Bye.